Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC-Mura here, and in today's video we are checking out the final character that is yet to cover for the character changes in Street Fighter 5, and that is Necalli. I am really interested to check out Necalli because he is like the proper Ryu of Street Fighter 5. So that is a pretty interesting character to check out. The first change for Necalli is actually a pretty interesting one, and it have to do with the universal command grab nerf or the grab combo scaling nerf. So usually when you are doing a combo like that, the first hit does 100% scaling, second hit is 90, the third hit will be 80, right? The general command grab nerf is that it costs 2 points pretty much, so the attack after the command grab will kick in at 80% scaling instead of 90. So to kinda counter this, Capcom pretty much buffed the damage of the command grab itself. This used to do 60 damage, now it does 80, and the same for his V-trigger follow-up, it used to do 80, now it does 100. This is pretty much to make sure that Necalli is getting roughly the same damage output that he used to get before. I'm not totally sure what is the exact number on what he was getting, but it should be the same around the 176 that he gets now. So that is the first change. The second change is to his disc guidance. This is the light and the EX versions, and pretty much they made it easier to combo into it in juggles. So now when you do a heavy stomp, you actually get to combo a light disc guidance, and you can also get to combo an EX disc guidance. These are new. He wasn't able to do that before, and this is actually pretty interesting. Typically, Necalli was doing something like this into Heavy Punch DB, but it wouldn't leave him at the best Oki ever. But now, since he gets to combo into the disc guidance, he's getting a lot of corner carry and getting Oki. And of course, if you do the EX version, you will see that he's doing a decent amount of damage as well, like 316. That is a pretty good damage. Necalli also got changes to his V-trigger, and I'm sure you just noticed now. His V-trigger 1 is 2 bars, and it is, when you activate, it's on a timer. And if you notice, the timer actually isn't that long, seems to be ticking down fairly quickly. But the good thing is that the V-trigger special actually doesn't consume any V-gauge. So that is good. It doesn't drain the bar, and I like this change because obviously they introduced new ways to use V gauge with the V shift, and of course you have the V reversals. And now with Necalli you get to have a choice. Previously most players were using V trigger 2 almost all the time because of the special attacks. That vomit thing was like way better than the launch. So they were always using that, but now you at least have a choice to consider. Do you want to go for the 2-bar V-trigger on a timer, so at least now you get to use more of your V-shift and V-reversal and all of that? Or do you go for the infinite V-trigger? Now at least there is an interesting choice here, something I wish Capcom had actually made since the day they introduced multiple V-triggers. So that's a very good change. The final changes to Necalli are to his this special attack, right? And this is a V-trigger 1 attack, and they made it so that it hits all the way up and it OTGs in combos, also cancelable from the stomps. So now you get to do this, and notice that your opponent is kinda like there's an OTG state here, so you can actually get to do something like a heavy kick stomp into the EX uppercut, or maybe like a heavy kick stomp into super. There is a lot that you can do at this situation. So this is actually a pretty good change for Necalli, I feel. They also changed his charged version so that now if you hit your opponent from far screen, it does 100 damage, 120 stun, but you don't actually get a grounded combo anymore, right? You have to use jabs to get grounded combos. You don't get mediums anymore. Or you maybe get the medium kick. Actually didn't know that you get the medium kick. That's good then. It now does 100 damage and 120 stun. As you can see, you are getting good damage output out of that. One thing that's kinda cool is that if your opponent is jumping, this actually hits them out of the air now. and as you can see, they bounce off the ground, so it's a pretty cool change. They also adjusted the damage and stun for this attack, so overall they want you to really combo into it and want to make it more useful, giving it some anti-air properties. Of course, when you do it from full screen, you are plus on block, like this is +2, but of course this is very vulnerable to V-shift, so you have to be careful of that. Overall, Necalli changes are interesting. They changed the character and made him more interesting, and that is good. That's good because I think Necalli is a pretty good character visually, even though his gameplay isn't terribly interesting. They are at least trying to make him a little bit more exciting and introduce a little bit more variety in how you can play the character. And that is pretty much it for Necalli. I just wanted to take this moment to thank you guys so much for all of your support so far. This week have been a total blast. Honestly, when the week started, I didn't even know that I was gonna cover all the 40 characters, to be honest. When I started and I seen the overwhelming support that you guys, gave me, I was like, I have to complete and have to cover everyone. Because one thing I always wanted to do in the channel is to basically have something for everyone. I've seen a comment on the Gil video, I believe, and a viewer was requesting if I could do a matchup, like a matchup guide for a single character. Like how, for example, how Cody would fight Ryu, and then how Cody would fight Ken, and how Cody, etc, etc, etc. And while I don't mind the idea, the issue is that the issue with this is that it will be very exclusive to many players. I've always wanted to cover as many characters as possible, to have something for everyone. Obviously, I have my preferences. Like you can tell, Cody is my favorite character. I really like Poison. I really like Chun-Li. I like Lucia, etc. It's obvious that I have my choices and my biases, but I wanted to at least, try to give something to everyone. So that seemed very, exclusive to me. So I'm not sure that this is a good idea going forward. Another thing that is I wanted to highlight is that yes, the character guides are coming back. I had them on pause or had them on hold because of the changes to the balance. Obviously, we had a ton of changes, and if you look at some of my previous videos, I actually replied to a couple of people that the next character guide was gonna be Ryu. So that was the plan, and oddly enough, or funny enough, Ryu got buffed to the moon in this version and changed a lot. So it is actually a good thing that I held off until the patch, and the plan now is for the character guides to come back, and we are gonna probably start with Ryu. There are a couple of characters I wanna get around to doing. I wanna do Ryu, I wanna do Laura, I wanna do Nash, I wanna do Blanca, I wanna do, there are a couple of characters that I do want to check out. And also, after this week, I honestly just want to play the game, because as funny as it is, I've been in the lab bringing or doing these character videos and character changes almost all the time. I have played very little matches, maybe like 10-15 games, and it's just that, to be honest, like just a couple of casual games and nothing more than that. So I'm actually looking forward to playing the game myself and seeing how the patch is firsthand. And that is pretty much it for today's video. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like or a comment. It helps the channel so much. Thank you very much for watching and stay safe.